it right in front of the oil pan. No big deal, but does anybody notice anything missing here? Yeah, steering box. Welcome back to the workbench where we try to make things. And we're continuing to try to make today is Revell's Ford FD-100 pickup, the Foose design kit they put out a while back, but we're doing it quite a bit different. And if you'd like to get caught up on those differences, there's a link down in the description to a playlist, and you can get completely caught up to where we're at right now. And where we're at right now is working on the chassis. It's that time. It's come down to it. We got to get to work on the chassis. We got to make this thing sit just right. And it's turning out it's taking more work than I expected. So, well, I mean, first of all, you can see I'm getting serious. I've got everything taped up here, including the motor taped in. So everything's taped together where it has to be so I can make sure this will work. And the first issue I came to, the very first issue, well, as you already know, the back bumper is lifting, is what's causing the back end to lift up off the ground. By the way, the whole mission here, the entire point of what I'm doing here is to get these running boards to just sit flat on the ground, right? We want them just completely flat on the ground. And so we're already dealing with, and we looked at this yesterday, the back bumper lifting them up just a little bit, but that's been handled. Well, it turns out now, I didn't realize, well, the front bumper's even holding it up off the ground a little bit. And in fact, what was more holding it up off the ground were these frame rails right here. These two frame rails that we actually, and I say me, that I actually put here, right? We completely cut this chassis apart, moved everything around. Again, check the playlist if you want to get caught up. But they're sitting they were, I guess, a hair too low. Surprise, surprise. And really what was part of the main problem were the inner fender wells that we put in. These inner fender wells are out of a Mercedes, in case you don't remember. These are obviously not the fender wells that came with this truck. They came out of Mercedes because they've got the strut supports up top. We're using those. And I just needed to trim a little bit of what we've been working on out of them. So that basically it was holding our notches down or holding our frame rails down too much. So I just had to trim that out real quick. But then I still had to sand, as you can see, sand a little bit of this down right here. Well, like I said, to get it sit flat on the ground. But now with that being the case, our front bumper is now the culprit for holding the front end up off the ground. And when I say it's up off the ground, it's a millimeter. It's a millimeter, but it's enough that our frame rails are not flat on the ground. So with the bumper that I thought we were finished with, I'm now going to have to trim this bottom down. In fact, what I'm probably going to do, here I have a pencil right here. You can see there's, this kind of body shape here. I'll probably just trim straight to that. I think that's going to be what we need. So I'll trim all this off right here, so that'll give us at least our millimeter that we need. And then I'll build in with styrene. I'll just build in a new kind of bottom fascia there. And then hopefully that'll have that fixed. Now that's the easy stuff. that's the easy part. What I've been working on now is how we're going to get this chassis to work. And let me pull this out. I didn't realize I left that in there. Little sneak preview. Since it's there, let's talk about the back. So originally I talked about doing, this is the rear end out of this truck, out of the F-100's kit. So I thought about doing that with its 4-link setup, which we can do, but I do want to point something out. Yeah, it's always something. So there's where our wheel has to go. And you can see it is sitting behind, not only it's sitting behind the part of the bed right here, so we'll need to put a notch in the bed, but even our notches, it's sitting below where our rear end needs to be, is sitting below our notch. No big deal. I'm just going to trim out, and I'll draw again on here. I'm going to trim out a bit of the notch that we built because they were way too thick anyways. Those notches were thicker than I want them to be. I want them to bring them down to the thickness of the front notches anyways. So I'll just trim all that down like so, and then also notch out the bed rail here, or whatever we call that, so that our rear end can make it down low enough. But now I got to keep in mind, once our rear end starts getting lower, we've got to have enough room in here. So in this area here, which you can see what I'm talking about, right in here, for a collapsed airbag and shocks. So these two bars are probably going to have to get shifted up. In fact, what I'm probably going to have to do, I'll think about how I do it, but what I'm probably going to have to do is actually kind of bring them up and over like so. I'm exaggerating how much it's going to come up and over, but I have to just come here, up, over. And what I can probably do is build those kind of hoops and then glue them, notch and glue them onto this and then cut out the frame rail here and here. And that would do the trick for us. That'll work for us. And then that'll give us our room that we need in here. Because that's what these bars are for, is mounting the airbags and, collapsed airbags and the shocks. But now while I was messing with all that, I thought, why don't I probably could just use the whole rear end assembly out of the Bronco. And so I'm kind of looking at it, and I might actually go that way. It has just kind of, these trailing arms or whatever you call them. It has an anti-roll bar back here. Obviously, this will all go lower. Once it's all notched out, this will go underneath the hoop there. I also am going to have to notch right here. Let me go ahead and draw in. I'm going to have to notch this here because our drive shaft goes so deep. I'm going to have to pull a notch in there, I think, to clear the drive shaft will clear. But I mean, that might be a good option. And you can see these almost right here, they almost line up with our bed rails. So I think once we'll notch it down, or just this part here, this stuff here will just all sit down in the bed rails there once we have everything trimmed out. And I think that would work pretty well, which made me start thinking, so let's look at the front. You probably know where I'm going to go with this, but let's talk about the front end first before I go there. So this is the front end, or the front cross member from the F-100. I kind of just bent the A-arms up so that they look like they're in a collapsed position. And I think I'm just going to go here with them. I'll just mount it. And by the way, this is why I have the motor in, so I got to make sure we have all our clearance there. It's going to just mount in right here, very simply. Before I had some rails going across there, and it's just too complicated. I don't think I'm going to do that. And then I think I'm going to try to use, these are the spindles out of the Bronco kit. So I think I'm going to try to use these spindles, and then this is the what do we call this? The steering assembly. I keep wanting to say steering column, but that's inside the truck. This is our front end steering stuff from the F-100. So I thought I'd incorporate that in, but you can see it sits pretty wide. Now, this steering rack, there we go. This steering rack is going to have to sit right here. So let's take a close look at that. Okay, that's great. No problem. It's going to sit right in front of the oil pan. No big deal, but does anybody notice anything missing here? Yeah, steering box. A steering box. Now, I think I could get a steering shaft down there, but we've got all this. We've got an alternator. We've got a whatever the heck that is. I think it's the AC compressor. We've got all kinds of stuff sitting right there. I don't know where we're going to put a steering box. So it got me thinking. This is supposed to be like a SEMA truck, right? And let's be honest, half the trucks at SEMA don't even have drive shafts. You know what I mean? That people make videos on that about how many trucks just don't even have a drive shaft because the angles are so great, they can't make them work. So maybe we just don't put a steering box. But then I'm like, no, that's not how we do it here. I'm not doing that. But what we could do, hear me out here, steer by wire. So what if we just put a servo box on the rack right here, like you would have, and then just run wires up, up the rail, and then and we'll call it steer by wire. We'll have full drive by wire, like it's a Tesla, right? And so, because our throttle is going to be, I'm not putting a throttle cable; it'll be drive by wire. Steer by wire. There's our answer. So I'll probably just put a little something on there. But it really got me thinking, especially when I started messing with the rear end here. What if we, I don't know why I make things harder for myself. What if we try to incorporate the front end of the Bronco into this? Because in the first reason I thought about it was because, it'll fit with our, the wrong one. Here we go. It'll fit I promise it'll fit with our uprights, right? With our spindles. You know, that's my first thought because that'll make it work. But now, obviously, we've got to angle everything way down, and we've got another glaring issue. Yeah, I'm sure everybody's yelling at their screen right now. It's four-wheel drive, right? We've got to, you know, it's four-wheel drive, which would be really kind of cool, right? If it was all-wheel drive. But obviously, if we did that, I'd have to put in a transfer case, which I didn't bring it up here, but we have the transfer case from the Bronco. You know, maybe we can just kind of, you know, work the transfer case in right here. As long as it doesn't hang too low, we'll just work our transfer case in here. Four-wheel drive. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Is it worth it? Is it worth the extra effort to use the Bronco front end, make it four-wheel drive? We'd have to most likely extend these because they're going to have to angle way down. These uprights are going to be sitting, let's see, let me do it the right way. They're going to be sitting way down here, right at collapse, about right there. I don't think they're going to quite reach that far. Like, we'll probably have to extend them, which is no big deal. I could just use the ones off here, and then we can just, you know, extending things, no big deal. But is it worth the trouble to put in a transfer case? I don't think putting in the transfer case would be actually even that hard. But the other thing is, too, here's our steering. Here's our, you know, we don't have to use this steering rack. We could use this one up front, just put the servo on there. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Surprisingly, it has been a lot of work to get to here, and I know it doesn't look like I've done much. I want to hear from you guys before I move forward with how exactly we're going to do this. So I'll be looking at, this video comes out at 4 o'clock Central Standard Time. I'll be looking at the comments. I'll be looking for comments from you guys because obviously I got to get back to work on this tomorrow or later today. So let me know what you think down in the comments section. I really want to hear what you have to say about how we're trying to go. Is this the way to move forward, or do we just go two-wheel drive and just kind of work in the standard front end? Let me know what you think down there. Hit that like button if you've enjoyed this. Hit the subscribe button if you want to keep up with these builds. We should be hitting 10,000 subscribers about the middle of next month. So hit subscribe. Maybe we can get there quicker. And I don't know. I'm gonna try to get something planned for that celebration. But I don't know. Hit that hype button. Hit the button. Do all those things everybody tells you to do on YouTube. I got some comments to read and a lot of work to do. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.